Welcome back to More Sports and Les Levine, the weekend winners edition. I'm Dave Bacon. As we mentioned, Browns getting ready to face the Miami Dolphins 1 o'clock over at First Energy Stadium, and the Browns trying to make it 3 in a row. Time to welcome in cleveland.com columnist Doug Lesmerises to talk a little bit more about this matchup between the Browns and Dolphins. Doug, when you look at this, Browns have played better the last 2 games, and this is a team they clearly are better than. Is there a danger in the letdown with all the guys missing on the defensive side? Are you concerned at all?
My wife is back there. Listen, I'm unshowered, I'm unshaven, and I'm sick. This is what happens to normal sports writers during football season. So I apologize for my lack of appearance. Yeah, it does. With a pillow back here, I slept on my couch last night. I'm not human in football season. Yes. I think this is a little bit of a dangerous game for them. The Dolphins are definitely playing better. We don't know what it's going to look like without Myles Garrett and without Larry Ogunjobi for this game. I think you can easily fall into assumptions about this. The Browns are 4-6, but I feel like people suddenly have hope again. I think there might be people thinking, they're going to rally around all this and come out on fire. The Dolphins have been competent the last couple weeks. Like, this is not – we thought they were tanking, but they've shown more life than the Browns did during 1-31. I think Brian Flores, who interviewed here in Cleveland for the head coaching job, former Patriots defensive coordinator, has really got those guys playing hard. I've seen the picks from our cleveland.com staff for this game, and there's some very – optimistic people picking this game about potential blowouts. I would be a little worried about them.
And I got to say, you have been the captain of the Browns optimistic train here, at least on More Sports Les Levine. So I agree with you. The unknown is Ryan Fitzpatrick. You just never know what you're going to get with him. And if you get a good version of Ryan Fitzpatrick, it could be a struggle for the Browns.
I want Ryan Fitzpatrick as my quarterback for 16 weeks in the NFL. He's not going to get you. He's not a winning franchise quarterback kind of guy. But he's got week to week in one game, he's got a little something sometimes. So that guy, he might come out and stink and throw 5 picks against the Browns, or he might come out and look like one of the best 10 quarterbacks in the NFL for one Sunday. So they're going to really need to rely on this secondary. The secondary has been hurt for a lot of the year, and it's been this defensive line you got to rely on the defensive line while Greedy Williams and Denzel Ward were out. Freddie Kitchens, again, we've all gone through this at the beginning of the year, said our strength is the defensive line. Well, Myles Garrett's gone and Larry Ogunjobi's out for this game. So that's 2 of those 4 guys that you were relying on. Again, I think the Browns will win, but Miami is a real team, and I think the Browns do have they have to figure out what life is going to be like without Myles Garrett, and I don't think it's going to be an instantaneous fix.
Well, when you look at how Baker Mayfield has played the last couple of games, it's been better. I mean, you have to – there's some life there. Have you been impressed that he's taking care of the ball better, I guess is what I'm getting at. Have you been impressed with the last couple of games by Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, and again, so many of those interceptions early in the season were kind of fluky, but he just does look a little more comfortable. I still think it's not the best of Baker, far from. He's done some really good things with comfort in the pocket. He's a little more comfortable, it looks like, maneuvering in the pocket and looking to throw. The downfield ball to Hodge last week, when he rolled right, part of a planned rollout, had some pressure on the edge, stopped, pump faked the guy on the edge, and then stepped up and threw down the field. That looked like a guy much more comfortable with himself, with guys in his face. And that was what was really, I think, the most concerning thing early in the season with Baker, even beyond the picks, because a lot of the picks weren't his fault. It was that he just didn't look comfortable in the pocket. And I think he looks much more comfortable in the pocket. And I thought we might see it last week. I still feel like we haven't seen it. And what I'm talking about is that real consistent connection with Odell Beckham. I still think, there's a 180-yard Odell Beckham game out there where it's not just about a deep ball in the first play of the game or the first series. It's about consistent 15 and 20-yard throws down the field being dangerous all day. I still think that's out there, and we're not there yet.
When you look at Kareem Hunt, I've been impressed. I knew the guy could run the football. I knew he could catch the football. He's complete. I mean, he's blocking. He's doing every little thing you want. And I still think there's a game where they feed him the ball a little bit if the defense is keying on Nick Chubb as well. Just what have you seen from Kareem Hunt first couple games that he's played?
Well, clearly, I mean, this is a guy who statistically was as good as any running back in the NFL. And so I do like the way, I think we have all liked the way that they use the two of them together. At times, I don't know that was necessarily the expectation. It's not like a million NFL teams put two tailbacks of that caliber on the field together. Everybody loves Nick Chubb, right? But I mean, the idea, I think second half of a game, they're still down the road. I think a tight game late, there's a chance that like Kareem Hunt might get you over the top. And I think we've talked about this before. It's like guys win games. Myles Garrett could win a game for you. Odell Beckham can win a game for you. I think Kareem Hunt could win a game for them. Like, oh boy, it's a drive late. They need to get something. Oh, boom! Here's a screen to Hunt. Here's a big Hunt run. Again, I think that's still out there for them.
Last thing I'll ask you about the Browns: is there a danger that they're looking ahead to the Steelers again? I mean, if human nature is. They get this one, they get the Steelers, they're back to even, then things are set up pretty nicely. That's the biggest concern is, are you overlooking a team that was really bad early because you're looking ahead to a team you got to catch next week?
I hate the idea of like losing as a good thing, right? So I'm not going to do that. But I do think they probably have to be in a different headspace than they were early this season. When you start 2-6, I think you stop taking things for granted. You're 2-6. So I hope that's not the case, because I was doodling around, on some of these, I think it was on 538, that website, and you can plug different things in. And if you plugged in that website, if you plugged in wins over the Dolphins, Steelers, and Bengals the next 3 weeks that got them to 7-6, according to their formula, the Browns had like a 58% chance of making the playoff. That's how real this can be for them if they win week to week. But if you think the Dolphins stink, we're at home, we've got this, you're going to lose. Because the Dolphins are better than that. The Dolphins are better than their record. I know the Bills beat the Dolphins last week. I think the Dolphins might be, in some ways, a better team than the Bills, even though the Bills have like a 5-game better record. So be on it. But if you do get caught up looking to that revenge game for the Steelers, they'll lose something.